Hi, and welcome to How to Become a Backlink Bloodhound. My name is Jason Rushton, and I'm going to be taking you step by step through the strategy that I use to find backlink sources for my sites and my clients' sites. So the first thing we're going to need to do is you're going to need to put yourself into the right mindset. I'm not sure if you had watched the video on my sales page, but I talk about this, and it's seeing things from Google's perspective. And what we need to realize is that Google's main goal, or any search engine's main goal, is to produce relevant search results to users. And that's because that's what makes them money. You know, who's going to want to use a search engine that doesn't give them the results they're looking for? I mean, we can even go back that far and when we use the search engines for our own, purpose. We want to get relevant results. We're not going to use something that doesn't give us what we're looking for. So we need to stop thinking of it as our website as being a right to show up on a number 1 position or 2 position, or that just because we want it to be there, Google should put it there even if it's not relevant. So we need to really wrap our minds around that one, and we want to work with Google, not against Google. So just let this thing sink in a little bit, and go back to it, think about it after the video, and really let it sink in until it clicks with you. And as you're going through some of this material and actually trying to implement it, always keep coming back to this, because it is really important. Okay, so it all starts with content. So your main focus or goal should be to provide useful or relevant content for your visitors. And that's right on your website. That's what you need. When people come to your website, they should find useful, relevant information that they're looking for, and that it's going to keep them there. So you want to answer their questions, solve their problems, give them more info on a topic, provide entertainment, whatever it is that they're looking for. And if you get this right the first time, everything is going to be so much easier for you. There's nothing harder than trying to find good backlink sources when you really don't have any content to link to at all. So what types of content are there available? Well, there are many, but some of the main ones that we're going to talk about and use are video, articles, blog posts, slideshows, and infographics. Now there's lots more, but those are just some of the main ones. So you're going to need to create several pieces of quality, keyword optimized, not over optimized. When I say optimized, I mean it needs to have the keywords that describes what you're talking about, but you need to do a little research to see how people are going to be searching for that. So just be clever that way, but don't over optimize it as far as how many times you use it. Generally 1 to 2% of your article should be that keyword. You're going to use this content on your site, and this is going to keep visitors on your site and engaged. So I encourage you to use all of the above types of content for your website. So use some video, some blog posts, some slideshows, infographics, do it all. And this is going to be what keeps your users on your site and engaged. Because one of the other factors that Google looks at, and I would too if I was a search engine owner, is when they do deliver a visitor to your site, what does that visitor do? Does it look like they found what they were looking for? Do they stay and look around? Do they read, or do they watch a video? If they just back out right away, chances are Google didn't give them what they were looking for, or neither did you. So Google's going to think about this the next time. Okay, maybe I'm not going to show that one up there. Maybe that one wasn't as relevant. So any content you can put on your website just to keep visitors there longer is going to help your search engine rankings in the long run as well, just as a side effect. That's why videos are really good, because it's easier to get someone to watch a video and to stay there. So they're gonna, if they stay there for the whole length of the video, that that visitor spent a fair amount of time on your website. And especially that's how it also helps when you have like the related posts below your articles, and if you anything to get people clicking within your site and to show interaction is a good thing to have, and it is a metric that search engines look for. Okay. So content continued. We have once you get your content for your website, now that content for your website, you can do it yourself or you can outsource it. I highly suggest that you at least come up with the content yourself, have it your ideas. You can get someone to help you, but if you're not good at writing or wording things, then you can pay an outsourcer to kind of polish things up for you. But this needs to be your content, really. So once you have that on your website, you're going to post it there first. Now you're going to rewrite and repurpose that original content. So once you do that, once you rewrite and repurpose the original content, this is the content we're going to offer for guest post articles or article directories, etc. And it's okay that you've rewritten it because it's still going to be unique. But you really should have your best copy on your website. And the rewritten version, hand rewritten, I don't mean spun, I mean hand rewritten, maybe take a little different angle on the topic, whatever it is, to come up with another piece of material. Maybe you didn't use the video on your website, or maybe you used the video on your website, now you want to use an article about the video to put somewhere else. So just a few ideas. It's obviously not the main topic of this this training, but I feel I need to talk at least a little bit about it. So that brings me to the next point, and I'm sure everybody's thinking, I thought this was a backlinking strategy, not a content creation course. Well, it is, and it's just that I needed to at least touch upon the content creation. By no means is this extensive, and I do encourage you, if you're not comfortable with creating your own content, to really dig into that aspect of it a lot more before you begin here. But just to realize that without engaging content on your without engaging content in general, your backlinking efforts are going to be all uphill and really a waste of time in the end. Because what's the sense of backlinking to something that nobody's interested in anyways? So spend the time or the money up front to get this right. I just want to give you a little example of one of my maybe how I stumbled across how much easier having really good or interesting content can make things. So not to give everything away, but I had made a piece of homemade machinery. I'll just be a bit vague. Anybody who wants to dig into it can find out what it is, obviously. So I made this homemade piece of machinery, my brother and I, and once we were done with it, we were done using it, didn't have a use for it anymore, we were going to sell it. So we turned to the local classified site here, the online one. It's Kijiji. I think in some other areas it may be eBay classifieds or something similar. But it does get quite a few local visitors, people looking for deals and things for sale, and it does get a lot of traffic. So what I did is I posted this ad on there, and what I also did was I took a video of just me operating this piece of machinery and put in the description, if you want to see a video of this in use, click my link. And I paid, I think, $4 to have a link to the video. So I uploaded the video to YouTube, and the link is now in the ad. So people are coming to this video, or this ad, looking at the ad, and right away they click on the link to watch the video. So what happens is, in the matter of a couple of days to a week, the video gets probably, maybe 100 or so visitors. And what's happening in the background that I really didn't even know or think about at the time, because I was just really concerned about selling this piece of machinery, was that it's becoming, this video is now becoming interesting to, say, YouTube, because they see people are watching it all the way through, and it's becoming relevant content for them. And when I did up the title and description for this, I really didn't optimize it at all. I just described what the video was when I put it up, and on the title I put the title of what it was, plain and simple. No optimization at all. So now within YouTube, when users are searching for, you know, this, say, piece of machinery or whatever topic around this, they're coming up with my video coming up near the top of the results or farther up the page, and then they start clicking on it and they watch it all the way through. So this thing just sort of spirals, and within, I would say, a year, it was about a year before I really went back, because I sold the piece of machinery, forgot about the YouTube video. Actually, it was around 6 months, I think. At the 6-month point, Google sent me an email saying, hey, your video blank on YouTube has become popular, and they just wanted to verify that it was my original content and wondering if I wanted to monetize it. So when I went in, I had at that point, I think, 10,000 or close to 10,000 views on this video. So I was like, wow, this is amazing, you know, 10,000 views, and I didn't even know that people were looking at it. I just had it there for the purpose of the ad, and that was it. So from there, this, you know, it just snowballed, and I optimized it a little bit more, and I think right now that ad, that particular video has around 80,000 views or more. And, you know, I've actually now used that to link back to a site around that topic itself, and now all of the other backlinking that goes with it for that site. But the important thing here is that it was interesting content. And I didn't know it at the time, or I didn't know what was making it interesting, but I've kind of dissected that video and taken it apart to see what made it so interesting and what made it so successful. I can understand in the beginning, and I can see now how, if you have interesting content, how you can kind of plant that seed and start the viral process by, you know, I put it in a local space that people were looking for that type of information, or that, you know, type of piece of machinery, and they started clicking on the link. So that kind of sped up that process, or accelerated the process of the initial views on YouTube. And then once that took off, it all happened within, you know, YouTube and Google. The actual process of you know, people watching the video and Google realizing and YouTube realizing that it was a interesting video to people. So that's kind of how it happens, kind of firsthand. So what I really want you to get out of this is to come up with something that's interesting, and the rest can happen easily on its own. So let's get on the topic of how to get links to your content. So as a general rule, like I said, it's much easier to get links to tutorial or how-to information than it is commercial products. So if you do have a commercial product, it's not to say you can't get links to it, but just depending on the link or the site you are on that's going to link back to you, you're just going to have to pick and choose where you can place those. Like directories, commercial products, it's a perfect place for your commercial product link is directories, and like the Yellow Pages, Yelp, etc. But as a rule, if it's someone else's site who just has kind of, it's their niche or their blog, they're probably less likely to link to a commercial product without it, without you paying them money, I guess. So the next point is, depending on the site you're trying to get your link on, you'll need to decide which link is the best fit. So do you put your direct product or your commercial product information, or do you put your the info you've written, like the content around your topic? chances are most times it's going to be easier to get it to that information around your topic. So if you've created some tutorial information or some how-to information that really solves people's problems, it's going to be a lot easier to get links to that type of information. Okay, so some of the main types of link types that we are going to go after, there's lots more than this, but you know, after spending time and going after different types of links, I found these ones give me the most bang for my buck, and they're relatively easy to get. So it's a combination. I've ranked them this way because it's a combination of the effort you need to put in, effort and money, and the return on your investment. So remember, we're thinking about using these links as direct referral traffic, and for the moment we're going to forget about what Google thinks about that, what any other search engine thinks about that. We're going to think about getting direct referral traffic. So we've got blog comments. So these are real comments on a blog about something related to your niche, preferably a recent blog. And we're going to want blogs to already get a lot of traffic. I'm going to show you how to do that. But if you have a blog that gets traffic and people read the comments a lot, people do go down and read comments that are about a post, because if they're thinking a certain way, they want to see what other people are thinking, especially if it's a controversial topic. They want to see what other people say about that. So they're going to go down, and people just being nosy, they're going to click on your link, especially if you've said something that interests them. So that is one way to get the direct referral traffic. Now, it's all a numbers game, and obviously if you post a blog comment on a site that gets a lot of traffic, you're going to get more traffic to your site from that link than one that doesn't get as much. So it's all a numbers game. The next type is a guest post opportunity. So this is where you will write an article or a guest blog post, which is basically that rewritten content I was speaking of at the beginning. So it can be, like I said, an article, but infographics are really hot right now, and I find it really easy to get sites to put your infographic on their site and link back. A lot of sites are looking for those now, and they're really creative. I find they're user engaging. I know for me, if I go to an infographic, it kind of gives you an overall picture without having to read everything. I'm more of a visual person, so I like infographics when I see them on a site, and I'll take the time to pick through and read all the points about it, because you can pack a lot of information into an infographic, but you don't have to feel like you have to read through it line by line. You can kind of zoom in on what you want to first. So I think for that reason, that's why the infographics are so popular right now. A press release, so you can if you can make this fit with your site, definitely if you have a commercial site, it's easy to make this fit into your site, or make this fit in with your topic. Basically, is come up with an interesting spin or twist on something you've done. Maybe you're launching a new product, maybe you're moving into a new area, maybe you're opening up a new business, or whatever it is. A press release is a great way to get that information out there, and especially on sites that receive a lot of traffic, like news sites. And as a result, you're going to get your backlinks there as well, which the search engines like to see. So depending on your site, like I said, you'll want to be listed in all of the top directories. Now, if you're just strictly a how-to site or a blog, and you're really just looking for visitors to make money off of your advertising or AdSense or Amazon links that you have, then you probably the directories may not be a fit for your site. But definitely, if you have a business or a product you're selling, then you'll want to be in all the top directories. And if you have a Google Places or Plus business page, this is another great place to get citations. So for Google Places or Plus, how they rank you in the local listings is depending on the number of citations you have. So citations is kind of like backlinks to this, whole SEO game. And citation is basically your business name, phone number, and address exactly as it appears on your Google Places page. So if you put this in these directories like Hot Frog, Yelp, Yellow Pages, there's a whole list of them, exactly the way it shows up on your Google Places page, these count as citations back for your Google Places listing, and essentially it's one of the factors that they look at for ranking you higher in those local search results. So offer your content to other website owners to use as long as they give credit to your site. So you want to look for content curators, other people looking for content. And a good site that allows you to do this is Repurpose US. And I want you to really look at this because it's important. I'm just going to show you on the page here. I went to the site, Repurpose US. I just randomly grabbed an article, clicked on it, and this is what you'll see. So right now, this is an article that the Inquirer has written, and it's offering other people to repost it on their website. So it's a two-prong thing here. You can have your information syndicated, or you can use other people's information or articles on your site as content. I'd use it more for the first option, which is to syndicate your own content. And it's going to, for one, it's going to give you backlinks to your site. Every time someone puts your article on their site, you're getting credit. So I know people are going to be saying, well, what about duplicate content? And aren't I going to get penalized for that? And no, because you've posted the content on your site first. So just to show you an example of this, I want to, so people aren't afraid of doing this. If you take this article, for instance, and it's about, say, Adobe launches a Photoshop Touch app for the iPhone and Android. So I took a spot out of here, the Touch edition of its popular Photoshop application. So I think I took Touch edition Photoshop application, and I put that search term into Google. And these were my results. So yeah, Touch edition Photoshop application. As you can see, Adobe #1, the zdnet.com blog, that came in here #2. And then we've got Wikipedia, Photoshop, and this site right here, the actual site that created the article in the first place. So as you can see, it's showing up in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th spot with only really Wikipedia and Adobe sites above it. So it really didn't hurt this article at all, or this person's site at all. It probably made it better for them, actually, that they put their article on this Repurpose US website. So that was just an example. I've done this many times before, different articles. I've gone in just for testing purposes to see if there were any negative effects of syndicating your content in this manner. And I haven't found any. The real big benefit comes to the site that's syndicating the content. The less benefit comes to the person that's actually using the article on their own site. I found that, searching for the keywords within that article, the person's site never usually shows up. It's always the site that it's syndicated from. But there are benefits to the other sites. It provides engaging content that that person didn't have to create. So it keeps people on their website and decreases their bounce rate and increases the retention rate and time spent and pages viewed, etc. All stuff that the search engines like to look at. Okay, so before we dive in here and start placing your links and going crazy, let's just talk about what Google doesn't like before we get out there and get into trouble. So first of all, it's important to know that Google does not like paid do follow, or not that they don't like, that they do not allow. paid do follow links. So if you're going to pay to have your link on a site, you have to make sure that the advertiser or the site that's hosting your advertisement has a no follow attribute for that link, so that you don't get basically link juice passed to your site from it. Now you can get the direct traffic and all of the other benefits. You just have to make sure that the site puts a no follow attribute tag with it. So the next thing is spun, garbled, useless content. I think we've already covered that before, but it's so easy to fall into that trap because there's all kinds of people out there promoting their products that do just this, article rewriters, spinners, and not to say that article rewriters don't have a place. I use them all the time, especially for headings or titles or short descriptions or little things that I want to come up with different words for. I use that all the time, but not for rewriting whole articles automatically and just clicking submit. That's going to get you in big trouble eventually. Keyword stuffing. So on and off page. So if you have content that really isn't content, or very thinly written content that's just stuffed full of keywords that people are searching for, and doesn't make much sense to humans, that's another thing that's a no-no. If Google's algorithm doesn't catch it, someone else will, and probably one of your competitors who will report you. Over-optimized anchor text. This is another one that you could accidentally do. I know for me it's sometimes hard to, when you're placing your links, a lot of times you just, you'll put your company name or a keyword that you're using, and it's hard to think about, mixing this up. But because people have misused this anchor text, really you've got to purposely plan out. So that's why the spreadsheet that's in the members area, I really encourage you to use that, and you can put down the anchor text you've used, so that way you can track the amount of links that you have that are brand links. Some of them you can track the number that are a keyword, and just the generic terms like click here or go here or linked or whatever the generic term you choose. But mix it up a bit and just purposely think about this. This might not be something that you would do intentionally, but it can negatively affect you if you use the keyword all the time or your brand all the time. So linking schemes and unnatural linking. This covers a whole gamut of things, from blog networks to link wheels. Just don't get wrapped up in any of that. Stick to what I'm showing you here. Keep it natural, keep it just random, and you'll be okay. Okay, so reporting spam. This is so and for two reasons. One, if you see garbage out there, I'm not telling you to be a snitch, but let's get rid of some of this stuff, right? On the Webmaster Tools spam right here, you can see that there's a spam report. So if you see some of this garbage, you can go in and report it. And I'm showing this for the other reason, is that anybody can do this. So if they see you out there with useless, garbled crap, then easily can be reported. The other thing is the reporting the paid links. So they have a similar type of feature here where they can go in and someone can report if they see a paid link. Again, I'm not encouraging you to be a snitch, but especially if you're in a competition for a keyword and you can see that your competitor's using all the tactics that Google says blatantly that are against their rules, but yet still ranking them for it, then I think you need to call them out on it. Because if you're being fair, it's like if you're in the Olympics and you're in a track and field race with maybe you're doing the 100-meter dash, and you know that your two competitors that are coming in first, second all the time are using steroids, but you're not. Do you think you're going to tell? Well, of course you are, because it's not fair. You can't run in a race with people who are cheating. Okay, so finding potential sites. We're going to first look at the links that your top competitors are using. So if these links are helping them, they can help you as well. This is the first place to go, and I'm telling you, this is where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. 2 is find specific types of sites using footprints. 3rd is press releases. 4th is authority directories, Yelp, Hotfrog, etc. And 5 is to set up alerts. So this is your Google alerts, and it's going to basically keep this link building going for you without you having to set time aside every day or put it in your calendar to say, oh, I've got to go look for more links. The links are going to come to your inbox, but it is up to you to take the time out to get those links placed. Okay. So, exposing your competitors' links. This is fun, this is interesting, and I spend a lot of time at this one just digging around because it is so interesting. Especially when I get into a new niche, or if I take on a new client and it's in a niche that I haven't worked with. It's really interesting to get in here and start overturning some of these stones and see what they have for links. So it's, you know, what makes them tick. And I'm going to tell you, the more you do this, the more you're going to learn about what ranks sites higher as well. This is where a lot of the learning takes place. So this is an overview of what we're going to look at. So this is your topic, your niche, your website, whatever you would like to call it. So you're going to go out and you're going to find your competitors. I'm just using 3 on this example, but you use as many as you want. You can use 2, 5, 10, whatever you have the time to do. So you go out and you find competitor 1. And you look up and you see what their backlink sources are. So competitor 1 means the person that ranked number 1 for the keyword you're trying to. So you're going to see what is it about their backlinks that makes Google like them so much. So you're going to go in and you're going to look at all their backlinks. You're going to do the same thing about the number 2 ranked competitor and the number 3 ranked competitor. And the thing about it is a lot of these backlink sources you can steal for yourself. And like I said, this is the easiest thing for you to do, and it's the most interesting as well. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So step 1 is you need to find who your top competitors are. So you can do this using Google by typing your most competitive keyword, and these results will be your top competitors. And the reason I say the most competitive keywords is because you want to find the sites that have the strongest backlinks, and they have the strong. You're going to know they're the strongest backlinks because if they can make them rank for a competitive word, then they're obviously strong backlinks. And if they can make them rank for competitive words, they'll make you rank as well for competitive words, but especially for words that aren't so competitive that you're trying for, you're definitely going to be at the top. So I'm just using photography here as an example. So I went in and I just typed, I think, wedding photographer. Now that may or may not be the most competitive term for this niche, but I just used it as an example. So I put that in, and you can see here, these are all of my top competitors. So Leighton Reed blog. Now above this, just so you know, I cut it off, but there were some local listings that came up for my local area from Google+. But Leighton Reed blog and TrevorAllen.ca, these are your top 2 competitors. So let's just take a look over here, what your next step is now. So now you've copied down what your top competitors are. I want you to, there's 2 methods. You can choose which one you want to use, or you can use both. So method 1 is using Google, and I wanted to show this strategy using just Google, because when I started using it, that's all I use. Now I've incorporated a few other tools since then to kind of, I'd say, optimize or enhance it. But when I first started doing this, it was strictly using Google. And one of my methodologies or thought processes behind that was, well, use what is going to rank you. So if Google's ranking you, then find your sites using Google, because everything they place at the top they think or view as relevant, or else they wouldn't be placing it at the top of the search results, right? So that was my theory. So basically just go to Google, and this is the little trick is you're going to type in links colon space, and then you're going to put in quotes www.yourcompetitor.com. So that was the competitor URL that we looked at earlier. So this is, say, competitor 1, and then we're going to put minus in URL colon, no space, competitor.com. So whatever that competitor link was. So here it was www.leightonreadblog.com, and we're going to put minus in URL colon leightonreadblog.com. Okay, so I talk more about these search operators in the members area videos for each module. So if you did purchase that upgrade, I encourage you to, after this video, if this is still unclear, go in there, and I'm sure that'll clear it all up for you, because there's extensive training on just this this topic itself, the Google search queries. Okay, so I've gone and typed this exact search query in, and these are the results that I came up with. If I didn't put this part in here, the in URL leightonreadblog.com, it's going to come up with links from links from that site itself, and it's going to come up with like a web stats domain, other sites that perform so-called audits, I guess you would call them, on sites. It's going to come up with a bunch of useless information that you have to filter through as well. So anything with leightonreadblog.com in the URL will not show up here. So as you can see, these are all links that this site has, and you can follow them and see how they got their link on their site, where they placed it, are they paying for it, and if they're paying for it, might go in and check the HTML and make sure it's a no follow link, right? The other thing to do here is, once you're all done, you're going to copy the links that you want to place later into a spreadsheet. Now I have a spreadsheet that I use that I've included in the members area of Backlink Bloodhound. It's an Excel spreadsheet that basically will allow you to schedule all of your links, when you want to place them, so you can do all your research at once, and then later on, maybe once or twice a week, go in and place the number of links that you will need to. Okay, so that was method number 1. Now we'll hop on to method number 2. Now I think a lot of you will probably like this just because it's a lot more visual, and it's probably easier for you to do. So method 2 is using Majestic SEO. So go to Majestic SEO website, sign up for a free account. If you want or need the link for that, you can get it in the resource section of the members area. So everyone, no matter what package you purchased from Backlink Bloodhound, all have access to the resources section. So go over to backlinkbloodhound.com/resources, and you can go in and register for your free Majestic SEO account from that link. So you're going to, once you're registered, log in, and then you're going to type your competitors' domains one at a time. I'm going to show you here a screenshot just so you know what I'm talking about. But so you're going to type your competitors' domains one at a time, and you'll be given a list of sites linking to their site, so your competitors' sites. Take the sites with the most authority and copy them for later, so into your worksheet or spreadsheet. So repeat this for your top competitors. So you'll basically have to go in, like I said, one at a time, and get the links for each competitor. So here we are over at Majestic SEO. So you can see I have leightonreadblog.com, and I clicked Explore, and what you can see is that they have 28 external backlinks. They have a citation flow of 13 and a trust flow of 12. What this means, it's very complicated how they calculate it, but all you really need to know is that this is out of 100, and basically the higher the number, the more benefit that this site can offer you for your website as far as a linking source. Anything over 20 is really good. I consider that a powerful backlink, but let's see, so this is the competitor itself. Now if we go to the next page, which if you click backlinks here, this is going to show you the breakdown of it's going to show you the breakdown of the top 10 backlinks. You can get more if you upgrade, but with your free account you're allowed to look at the top 10. It also shows a lot of other information in this site here, like there's tons of stuff. You can look at the backlink history, all kinds of stuff. So the anchor text, that's another good one to, if you need to check up on yourself and see how you're doing for anchor text, if you're not getting carried away putting too many keyword anchor text, or maybe brand anchor text, you click this and it'll show you a pie chart of your breakdown if you put your own site in here. Okay, so we're going to click backlinks here, and this is what you'll see. So you'll see each site. You can see what their anchor text is. So the anchor text here is just actually their domain, and the target URL. So you can see here, these are the citation flow and trust flow of that link source itself. There's going to be two. There's going to be one for the URL, so that's the page, the actual page that the link is on, and there's going to be one for the domain of that website. So for instance, halifaxsociable.com is the domain. These are the stats for that domain itself, and these are the citation flow and trust flow metrics for the URL of the page this link is posted on. You can kind of look at a combination of both, but generally looking at the domain flow is a good, if you're on a strong domain, eventually the page, there's good potential for that page to increase its flow metrics as well. So like I said, above 20 is a good target to shoot for. So right away, and even this, it looks like a type of directory, so probably a very easy place to get your link placed, and quite a powerful backlink in itself. Anyways, you can go back down through here, and it will show all of the top links and sites. It looks like another directory down here where it says eastcoast.ca or the coast.ca. So it does look like another directory. It's going to show you, like I said, the top 10. If you wanted to upgrade, you can get more. But one of the ways that you can get more links is just go find more of your competitors and put them in. So you get the top 10 out of each competitor. That's going to give you 100 link possibilities. So just another way to do it, another way to look at it. Okay, using footprints. Footprints is something that is unique to a specific type of site. For example, sites built using the WordPress platform, or sites using the Comment Love plugin. We're going to use footprints to help us find all kinds of different types of sites within our niche. Like footprints is just it's kind of a term that the SEO world uses a lot. And I really, before I was really into the SEO, and I was just doing this on my own without doing some research, I was just calling them unique phrases, and it's basically the same thing. So you would find something on a site that makes it unique, and that makes it's unique, but it's unique to that type of site. So if it used software or a template of some sort to build it, that text is on every one of the sites that is built using that template. So that's basically what a footprint is. Okay, so our first example is we're going to find sites using the WordPress platform. And the reason I say WordPress, and the WordPress is a popular one, and you can use Joomla, Drupal, all kinds of different platforms out there, blogger.com. The reason I just say WordPress is it's popular, and the good thing about all of these is most of them have the ability, not all of them are turned on, but they have the ability to let you comment on the posts or the articles. So you're going to go to Google, google.com, and you're going to type the following search query. You're going to type in quotes, powered by WordPress. So this is the footprint. You're going to put plus, so you're going to say you want this term plus, in quotes, your niche keyword. It can be a keyword phrase, it can be anything, but you may need to play with this a little bit to get more specific results that you're looking for. So I'm going to go to an example I've done here. So I put in powered by WordPress, and just sticking with the same niche, I put plus wedding photography. So as you can see, here are some of the sites that obviously are built using WordPress, and they're about wedding photography. So perfect opportunities for backlink sources. Not all of these, though, are going to allow comments, or maybe some of them are direct competitors, and you may not want to link with them, but definitely all going to be possibilities here. Now, if you want to get more specific, you can, if you find there's a lot of sites that are coming up that you really don't want, and maybe there's a unique footprint on those types of sites, you can use the minus operator and filter out those. So you want all of these results minus any ones that have this other term or footprint that you didn't want. Again, there's more about that in the advanced training in the members area. Okay, so finding guest post partners. So you're going to go to google.com again, and you're going to type the following search query: guest post guidelines. Now this is another general one. Many more I've included in the members area in the download section for those who upgraded to get that access. I have included a PDF with a big extensive list of these footprints, and there's a couple for around the guest post searches, but this is a generic one. It's pretty common. Is guest post guidelines. So a lot of sites that have or allow guest posts have a page that somewhere on it states that these are the guest post guidelines. So guidelines you must follow in order to submit your guest post. So we want to find those sites, but we're going to add your niche keyword. This is going to be what keeps it specific to your topic, so to make it relevant again. So you want to only link with relevant sites. I just put this search in here, guest post guidelines plus the wedding photography, and this is what I came up with. Now you're going to see I put these circles with a cross through it to show that these are not sites that you're looking for. For instance, this is showing you how to find the same type of thing. This site is showing its web stats domain, and it's not an actual site that's allowing these guest posts for your niche. But this one is, and the one below. Anyways, I included this here and showed these crossed out just so that you might have to pick through some of these, or if you found this one was coming up a lot and it was annoying you could include that in your search to minus in URL webstatdomain.com, and it would eliminate all of those results. Or maybe you found something else on the page that was unique to those and you want to eliminate it based on that. Anyways, all kinds of extra information you can do and tweak that method. Okay, so directories was the next thing we wanted to be listed in. Like I said, especially if you're a business, you've got to be listed in directories. For one of the local businesses that I was doing, there was a lot of traffic actually coming from the directories, especially in the beginning when the site first started, more traffic coming from the directories than anywhere else. Directories has gotten a bad name, and I was speaking with someone and they said, why are you teaching people to use directories? Well, that's old news. Not really. Directories, like, the real good directories people use, Yellow Pages, Yelp, Hot Frog, there's all kinds of them that they do use. this is where you want to be listed, because it's a decent traffic source, and they're listed by category. So it's easy for someone who's looking for a business of a particular type to go in there and find what they're looking for. Plus, again, that's the direct traffic side of it. The other side of it is the backlinks you get from it. And a lot of these sites are high authority directories. It's all of the junk directories that get put up there for spamming purposes that get the bad name. So just go to Google and type the following search query. Either add your business, that's kind of the footprint, plus the niche keyword, or add your site plus the niche keyword, and this will come up with a bunch of directories for you. So they're Google Places, biz.yelp, listings.local yahoo, bing.com, business portal, business.foursquare, all kinds. That's just one way to find, some really good directories. The next is finding a press release distribution site. So just go to Google for this one. This one's simple. Just go to Google and type where to submit press release for free. And this is going to come up with a bunch of sites that allows you to submit your press release, and it will distribute it for free for you. Okay. Also, there's if you want to check out the resources section in the members area, there's paid services and there's discounts in there as well. So there's PR Web and Press Release Monkey, which are two really good paid sites. And I know Press Release Monkey for sure will write an article or a press release for you. And that's kind of key, is to have a really good, well-written press release that will come across well. Okay, let's find your own footprints. Kind of be creative here. Find your own footprints, and when you stumble across a certain type of site that is a good source for a footprint, make your own search query. So find a footprint on that page and add your niche keyword, and you've got your own footprint, something that is unique to you. So this is where you really need to start separating yourself from the pack. If start finding your own footprints, and really you don't want to be following the same thing everyone else is doing, because if enough people start to do something and it starts to get abused, that's when the search engines realize that they need to take action. So I like to get out there and explore things on my own and do my own things and see if they work, and kind of use them rather than following what everyone else is doing, or find stuff that everyone else is doing and put my own spin on it so that it's unique to me. So I encourage you to, when you're visiting new sites, look for footprints. So this is just an example. So if you're on this site here, let's just look at possible footprints. So this is a comment section of a web page. So it says you may use these HTML tags and attributes. Now I see this a lot, and this is specific. It's the author of the website didn't write it. It came with the templated system or the platform for this comment, or the if it's a WordPress site. I'm not even sure where I grabbed this from, but at any rate, this is a footprint. So if you were to use this for a footprint plus your niche keyword, it would bring any sites back using this in your niche. So there's another footprint. Just how easy it is. Here's another one. So notify me of follow-up comments via email. That's another one that came specific with this source code for the platform they're using. So there's another possible footprint. Use this plus your keyword, and you're going to kind of come back with all sites using this in your niche. Anyways, the results, or the possibilities are endless with this one. So there's more advanced training on making Google search queries and footprints into the members area. So I encourage you to go in there if you have access, and learn more about this. Once you become comfortable with this process and strategy, get in and dig in and start learning some more about that. Okay, this is just an added bonus I decided to throw in because it is something I do as part of my strategy. It's not directly related to backlinking, but it's interlinking all of your Google services. And what it does is it increases your authority with Google. So one is create a Google Plus personal and business page, a YouTube video channel, and videos. Add your site to sites that you contribute to in Google Plus, Google Webmasters Tools, and Google Analytics. I'm going to go through little examples of most of these because it may not make much sense just written here. So this is what I'm talking about on your Google Plus page. So I've created, a Google Plus page, and what I've done here is gone into at the very bottom here, you're going to see contributor to, and I've added sites that I contribute to. Most of them just my own sites, but sites that I put content on. Now this is going to do a couple of things. One is it's going to be one of the steps that's required in order to get your image posted in Google search results. I'm sure you've seen it before, where in the Google search listings there's a picture of the person who's the owner of the blog or who's written the article. It shows right up in the search listing, and you're wondering how they get that there. Well, this is one of the steps to doing that. You need to put down sites that you contribute to. That is one important piece for you to do, and I encourage you to go out and to do that and not overlook it. The next is on YouTube. So let's say you've got your YouTube channel all set up, account ready to go. So under channel settings, there's going to be associated website. So it says, tell us if your channel is associated with another website. This will help us improve the quality of our search results. Ding, ding, ding. And verify your channel as the official representation of your brand on YouTube. So you put it in here, and there's going to need to be a little, I'll show you a little further down. They're going to need to verify that that is your site. But you can add as many sites as you want. So just here I am under the site verification. So in Webmaster Tools, you're going to want to verify your site, and how you do that is you add a little bit of code to your site. There's different ways to do it. I added a little bit of code to my site, and it tells you how to do it here. So if you go into the Webmaster Tools and it's under Accounts and Verification, that's what you're going to need to do, and that's also what is required by the YouTube example above. So as you can see up above there, interlinking all of what Google has to offer and taking advantage of everything that they put out there is a big key. They're going to trust you a lot more if you have full, complete profiles. You show them who you link to, that you're not hiding anything. You are who you say you are. It's just really going to help your rankings. And okay, so ongoing backlinking. So let's say you've got all of the above done, and now you're wondering where you go from there. Do you start all over again, or well, you don't have to. And you can set it up so that you can have sites come into your inbox or alerts with Google Alert. And one thing I didn't go into was Yahoo Answers, and it is a really good source of traffic and links. But I put it in here as kind of the ongoing part. So I'm going to show you here. This is the Google Alerts, so it's just google.com/alerts is the URL. So you put your search query. Now keep in mind this could be any of the search queries that we used earlier. But what it does is you set up how often you want it to send results to your inbox. So you set up your search query, make it as specific as you want. You're probably going to want to make it very specific because you don't want to be bombarded with the same number of sites as when you started this process. You're going to really want to fine-tune it to probably just the newest, most relevant information. So there's all kinds of different settings you can use here and how you want to filter it. And it says how many results, so only the best. That's one way to filter it out. And how often, you can choose how often. You can be once a day. Doesn't mean you need to go in once a day and try to follow these link sources or get your site on these links or on these other websites. or these link source websites. But you might want to save it up for maybe once a week or twice a week. You just go into your email and bring up all of the Google alerts and kind of do it all right then. Delete everything so you know it's done, and then start fresh the next week. That's kind of a good way to go about it. So once this is all done, you just hit create alerts, and boom, to your inbox you have very specific sites coming in. So it all happens here. So this one, what I did was I did the Yahoo Answers example. So I put in photography as a niche keyword, space site colon. So I want all of the results from answers.yahoo.com. So anything that's asking about photography on answers.yahoo.com once a day, it's going to bring me all the new questions people have about photography. And if I'm the photography expert and I go in and provide correct, relevant answers, then that person's going to go back to your website and see who you are. But also everyone else who has that same question and goes in and finds the answer is going to also, potentials there for them to click and see who gave the correct answer and go to your website. And that's targeted traffic right there to your website. And as well, these backlinks are going to show up as well. If you're getting your answer selected as the correct answer on these websites, because there's not just Yahoo Answers, there's Quora, there's all kinds of similar types of answer sites out there. And if many times you're the one that's selected as the correct answer, I'm sure Google can see this. So they have, I'm not sure if they've gone that far, but in the future they might, to go out and see, okay, you've answered 20 correct answers in your niche. You're an authority right away, right? So just keep all that stuff in mind when you're doing this. There's not just one benefit, there's multiple benefits. There's the direct traffic, there's how you're going to look to Google, how you're going to look to people in general. You got to keep all of that in mind. Okay, that pretty much wraps up the whole strategy and what I do from start to finish. Obviously I don't do it in this short period of time, but I wanted to give you the overview and at the same time not bore you to death. So if you want to dig into more of the individual sections, like I said, that is in the members area if you have access to that. If you don't, it's a very small price upgrade if you wanted to get access. Okay, so tools that can help you or that you can use to help. First of all, just as a general statement, I want to put out there to be very wary of fully automated tools. Usually a fully automated tool spells no good. If it's fully automated, it's going to do stuff. You're not going to be able to check it. And there needs to be some level of user intervention from yourself to make sure it's quality content you're putting out. The sites are quality. If you're using fully automated tools, you're going to get yourself in trouble at some point or another. You know, I know so-called gurus, they're always living on the edge and they call themselves SEO experts, but really they're just one step away from getting slapped by Google. You know, and I know they find ways to come back, but it's not the way I work or the way I like to operate. I like to be able to sleep at night knowing that I'm following Google's guidelines and they're not going to do anything to me because I'm doing what they want and I'm providing them with what they want. So additional advanced training on Google search queries and footprints, like I said, that's in the members area if you have access to it. The Backlink Bloodhound bot, my own software. So this, just so you know, I'm not contradicting what I said above. I've automated what I could automate, what I could safely automate. So when I was doing this for clients here, I realized how much time it was consuming. And I was thinking about outsourcing it, but then that required all of the training and, you know, just quality of the person doing it. So what I decided to do was design software that would automate the parts that could be automated. All of the repetitive tasks, like how we were going in and you'd have to copy the URL of the sites from Google once you do your searches, and basically now I put all of my custom made footprints into this software. I just put a niche keyword in and select a setting for it, and it's going to pull back all of the results and put them into a nice neat spreadsheet for me that's easy for me to work with. So it saves me big amounts of time. Now the actual going and getting your link on those sites, well, I've added a few features in there that will help in that process, but again, it's not fully automated. Another one to mention is, you can see more about it in the tools, or the resources section, is Social Spider. I didn't talk a whole lot about the social backlinks just because it's not the core part of what I do. I do use it, but it's not part of my core strategy. It's kind of after the fact. Once I get all of this in place, I mess around with that a bit. But this Social Spider, basically what this does is it takes a bunch of different users who become part of this or who want to use this, and it gives incentives for other people to spread your links or to talk about your website. You give them a little snippet in your account of what you want them to spread, and they go and do it for you. And it's a very good I guess program or piece of software. It's very safe in the sense that they don't, it's not always the same person, it's not always the same people. It's done in such a random manner, and it's real people with real accounts, and that's the difference with a lot of this automated software, is they'll go in and create an account, but it's an empty account, and that's easily seen, that's easily found out if it's an empty account. But these are real people with real accounts, and the way they incentivize people is contests, etc. You could win an iPod, you can win an iPad, Amazon gift cards to go in, and all they have to do is place these links. Find out more in the tools or resources section. And syndication software and services. There's going to be there will be some more. I did talk about the Repost US in the presentation here, but there will be some more stuff in the resources section and the link to that Repost US site. So to see more, I'm going to add stuff as I come across it or find it, anything that's useful. I'm going to put in this backlink bloodhound.com/resources, and again, it does not matter what level you purchased. You will have, all members will have access to this resources section. So I encourage you to get active, get out there and dig your feet in, start doing some research in your niche, and then get out there and place some links. But remember, do it responsibly, and Google will be your friend.